Hi there. The 80s. This is a decade video for 1980 to 1989. So let's get started. There's quite a lot of records I want to show in the next couple of weeks because I'm not going to do it in one video. But yeah, got like 7 records to sell you. First 7. So let's get started. Bauhaus. Not a big fan of the whole gothic thing. That musical term just bothers me, like a lot of other musical terms. I don't use it. If people ask me, do you have gothic music, I'd probably say yeah, but I never refer to it as gothic music myself. But if you would call this gothic, then yeah, this is gothic. The debut album by Bauhaus, it's got Stigmata Martyr on it, In the Flat Field, Double Dare, Spy in the Cap, awesome record. And Bauhaus overall is just a really, really good band. They're dark, yeah. They talk about, you know, horror elements. Bela Lugosi's dead, so that would probably make them gothic. I don't know. But good stuff. It's on 480. Got the original inner sleeve. By the way, that's the title. I forgot to mention it. It's called In the Flat Field. So there you have it. Bauhaus. Dead Kennedys. Fresh fruit for rotting vegetables. This is my favorite, even though I first got to know them through plastic surgery disasters. A guy at school at the time, you know, asked me what do I like, and at that precise moment, was into punk. I liked The Exploited, I liked the Sex Pistols, so I talked to him, and I like punk music, and he was like, okay, what do you like? And I mentioned those two, and he said, yeah, it's punk. But have you heard of the Dead Kennedys? I'm like, no. So he offered to create a little mixtape with Dead Kennedys tracks, and it blew me away, literally. Amazing band, hardcore band, but this album isn't really that hardcore. It's filled with classic. Let's Rinse the Landlord, California Über Alles, Holiday in Cambodia, Drug Me, Kill the Poor, Forward to Death, and their amazing cover of Viva Las Vegas. You know, it's a wonderful, wonderful album, and you know, Yellow Biafra is still going strong. Great band. This is the UK release on Cherry Red, by the way. I just had to put this in there. Screaming Trees. I didn't put any of their stuff in the 90s edition of this series, simply because I don't have any 90s Screaming Trees on vinyl. Mark Lanegan, great vocalist. I love his voice. And this is, I don't know if this is their first album, I don't think so, but you know, it's before they became big. This is released on SST. It's on, I don't know if you can see this correctly, purple vinyl. Starts off amazingly with Where the Twain Shall Meet. That sets the tone. It also sets the tone for later Screaming Trees music. Bus Factory. Love the cover art. Love this band. Period. Then ESG. I have to mention ESG. ESG, I heard about this band, this group of 4 sisters and 1 brother who played post-punk with a lot of funk elements to it. I heard through them because I have the post-punk book, Rip It Up and Start Again, that mentioned the whole 99 Records label, that being great New York post-punk label. And ESG, they are on it. I don't know if this is like an original copy, but damn is it good. Side A is produced by Martin Hannett, and that features the amazing UFO. And side 2 is the live side, which is just great as well. Like I said, it's post-punk, but very, very, very funky and amazing. I don't know where they're precisely from. They're from New York, but I don't know where about New York. But just an amazing, amazing album. EP, by the way. This is an EP. And I have to show this. Joy Division. This is Closer. Yeah, I love Joy Division, but there are other bands within this genre, within the whole depressive post-punk genre, whatever you want to call it, that are miles better than this band. Maybe it's because this is a band that, you know, I've heard too much of. I don't know if that can be the case, but, you know, I love this band, but I prefer lesser known bands, actually, like Crispy Ambulance or what's the other one called? I don't know, bands like that a lot of people never ever heard of, but they have the Joy Division sound. I like their songs a little better. I don't know, but this is an amazing album. It was followed by a 12-inch after the death of Ian Curtis, I believe. Love Will Tear Us Apart. It's not on this album. It's a separate 12-inch, and it's just amazing. You know, a lot of people talk about this and tell you that it's a cry for help, maybe. And yeah, it kind of is when you write songs like Isolation. I don't know, but it's a good album. This I've shown before, and I cannot stress how great this is. Rema with A Wheel in the Roses. It's on 4AD from 1990. It's a 4-song EP, and that's all they did. But this band should get the recognition it deserves. It's an amazing post-punk band that just still blows me away. It's on the old school 4AD label. It's a pretty expensive 12-inch. You know, I paid about between 20 and 30 bucks for it, but it's worth it. Knowing that this is all they did, knowing how good the songs are, knowing how maybe not YouTube worthy this cover is. I mean, it's a great cover. I love it, but it's not something YouTube wants to see, I guess. I don't know. So I'm gonna put that away. But remember, Rema, awesome band. I am an 80s kid. I love my synth-pop. I love my new romantic stuff. But if I pick up like synth-pop by the Human League, I pick up Travelogue. This is amazing. You know, it's maybe just as good as their debut album. Maybe a little bit better. That's the reason why I chose it. It's on Virgin Records, who were amazing at the time. They signed a lot of really, really great bands, and among them the Human League. This one starts off with a love song for vinyl. Come on, how cool is that? Black Hit of Space. Then there's, Being Boiled. It is an amazing, amazing album, and one that seems to be, underrated a lot. People talk about Dare, or they talk about the debut album, but this is my favorite. Right now, playing in the background, This Heat with The Seed, another post-punk band. I think this is from 1980. I don't know. I think it is. So it's just in the 80s. Wonderful, wonderful band. When I first heard this, it reminded me of how experimental this was and how it must have influenced bands like Radiohead when they did Kid A and Hail to the Thief. It is, as you can hear, it's pretty diverse and pretty weird. But it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful album. If you love Radiohead, for example, and you want to hear some Radiohead type band from the 80s, this is it. Definitely it. They have more stuff out, but it's really hard to get. This was a reissue from 1988, and I'm happy I have it. Really, really happy, because you don't see it anymore. At least not that often. This Heat. Remember that day. And the last one, I just had to show this. This is from 1988, and it's Talk Talk, Spirit of Eden. At the time when I bought this was pretty pricey. I've seen it go down in price right now, so it's available for about $12. This is, believe it or not, the album that inspired a lot of post-punk, post-rock bands. There's 6 songs on it. They stretch a long time. They build up, and basically what you get is a wonderful, dreamy kind of post-rock, post-rock, or pre-post-rock album. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't have any hits. It doesn't have Such a Shame, Life's What You Make It. Great songs, great albums they come from, but this is something you should pick up if you love music. Talk Talk, Spirit of Eden. They did one more album after this, and then they called it quits. Great band, and another band that is underrated, highly underrated. So this was my first chapter of my favorite albums of the 80s. Hope you liked it. There will be more. A lot more. Peace.